Don't know where it goes. I'm on a road. Follow your heart. It won't let you down. Follow your heart. Take the steps beyond your way. Take the steps. When you have a dream, you gotta start. It's the only way. If you're gonna shine, and you're gonna shine, shine, shine. You're gonna shine. Well, we are shining on the ranch tonight. We got a great show for you. We are coming at you from Blast Music 24/7. Now, for you out there who haven't heard of Blast Music 24/7, you really should, because this is a premier place to go to check out some really, really cool talent. And it's a very unique platform. You don't just see the music, you get to know a little bit about the artist, you know where they're live streaming, where you can meet them, where their sites are. So it's in a lot of podcasts that's all about music and all kinds of different genres for you to check out too. So Blast Music 24/7 is the name of their website. We are actually going live on Blast Music 24/7, and we're hitting a whole bunch of other platforms, 6 different platforms you can view our show tonight. So glad to have you on board. We got some people watching. This is interactive, as you know. So pop in, say hello. We have a great artist for you tonight. Dave Hamilton is with us, a really, really strong musician. Coming from Detroit. Hello. Now you're Dave in the Happy Conundrums.
Happy Curmudgeons. It's a
Conundrum. How did you come up with that name?
One of my friends had said, just because we're so old, he said, how are we going to get people out to watch us? He said, it's who wants to come out to see a bunch of happy curmudgeons? And curmudgeons are normally nasty people. And we're kind of the opposite of that. But I told him, I said, just name the band. And
okay, you're cutting in out a little bit. You might have to come closer to the microphone.
Sure.
Yeah, because you're really cutting in and out.
I'm actually getting feedback. Let me see what we got here.
I always think it's atmospheric conditions.
Maybe. How's that?
That is much better, actually. Well done. Well done. All right. So you thought it was just kind of an attention name, a fun name for your band? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry. A little delayed, but I can hear you.
Okay.
Let's do the Detroit.
So tell us about the band. How many people are in it?
Well, as far as the band, I started. It was 2015. I did a show for the flood water crisis back then, and I met with one of my friends, Jim Warner, who was also involved with a couple of tracks we talked about. And luckily enough for me, my fiance is an marvelous vocalist, and next is also a major part of the group.
Okay. Still having problems with you cutting in and out a little bit. I only caught part of that with your fiance, and it's like muffling. It's part of it is good, and then I don't know.
Gotcha. I mean, I've got the audio on. Yeah, I've actually done the echo.
Yeah, I didn't hear the last part of that. Oh, frustrating.
Would it be maybe if I sign back in, would it be in?
All right, we could try that. We could try that.
All right, let me give it a go.
All right. When all else fails, that's good.
I'll be right back.
All right. All right. So we're giving Dave, we had a little bit of connection issues. You know, when I log on and everything's working, I get a little skeptical. So he's going to be logging back in, coming from us from Detroit. And he's going to be putting out some new music and he's going to be talking about. But a lot of talent. It's a big music area in Detroit. You know, have these pockets around the country that are just, you know, known as music mecca, and Detroit is just one of those. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're just talking about Detroit as a music mecca, how there are pockets around the country of just, you know, you can walk down the street and you're walking into like just talented musicians. Just, you know, you can walk down the street and you're walking into like just talented musicians. Now I'm hearing me on a delay. You can walk down the street and you're walking into like just talented musicians. Now I'm hearing me on a delay.
Oh, and it's loud too. How's that?
Better.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do with this.
Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It'll work. We're going to make it work. All right. So Detroit as a music mecca, but we don't necessarily think country Americana music as Detroit. So for you, why country music?
I think a lot of me is I grew up with it, and it's always been a part of my life, and I owe a lot of that to my dad. My mom was a music fan, too, but not like my dad. Took me to see Merle Haggard. He took to see old, older people like Mac Davis, who we got to meet, all of us. Uh, he took us to several Bob shows, and it just kind of wore off from there. And I started loving people like Willie Nelson and more of the older stuff.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate newer artists just like Chris Stapleton too.
I like Chris Stapleton a lot. He's got such a great delivery about him.
He's fabulous.
Yeah. And great songwriter too. I mean, can't go wrong with any of his songs. So that's what you grew up with. And it never occurred to you that you wanted to do rock or rhythm and blues. So you're sticking with the Americana.
Well, that's the one thing about the heavy curmudgeons that's nice is we were in studio. We were a lot of different genres together, and I think that's what makes us unique and makes us be open to more subjects with music.
All right, you know what I'm going to try to do? Oh. I'm going to see if my headphones actually help.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of delay.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll try that. Okay.
Let me know what you're getting on your end.
Okay. All right. So tell us about your first song that we're going to be talking about, and it's All on You.
All on You is very interesting. I was written by my partner, Jeff Warner. I'm on there. I help write the music. We also have a very interesting special guest on here, Pepe Espinosa, who's also played percussion with Carlos Santana. So it's a very big tune. We've got a great bass player on there to who's known in the Detroit circle. But I think that's what we want your audience to enjoy.
All right, let's give it a listen.
Seems like everybody's waiting for something that may never come. Is anything worth waiting for till you're numb? So numb. If you wait for kingdom comes to call on you, and it's all on you. Lonely. Seems like everybody's looking for something they may never find. Love is only electricity. It's in your mind. Yes, it's in your mind. We're generators so divine. Yes, that we feel though it's real, to make it so. When it's all on you,
when it's all on you,
when it's all on you, it's on me too. Put it on me,
put it on me too.
When it's all on you,
When it's all on you,
when it's all on you, it's on me too. People talking about their destiny, try to blame it all on luck. It starts to make some sense to me. If you're stuck, why even try? Just hold your arms up to the sky and pray for it. If that's what you do, to make it through. When it's all on you,
when it's all on you,
when it's all on you, it's on me too.
And we are back with Dave Hamilton and his band. That was from a new track, All on You, which I really like. It's got a really great sound to it. And the message there, you know, sometimes it's up to someone else, you know, like you got to step back and appreciate that.
I think our biggest thing is that with our music, we try to be definitely more on a positive side. Music's one of those things where when you get home, it can remove you from just the daily grind and put you in a whole different mindset. And that's where we are. We kind of stick to what we do, and it's not necessarily topical with everything, but it's more individual and intuitive and things that people can relate to in a sense. And that's what All on You is about too. It's just realizing that energy within you and what you do. So that's where we get that little mix between country and Americana on that.
Yeah, it's a great message to send out that people you really are in control of how your day is going to be. If it's going to be a lousy day, it is. Or if you decide, hey, listen to some great tunes, it could be a better day, then you have that choice. You know.
Well, and it actually helped us to write a new tune that we're going to have on our new album, which we will be putting our second album, which will be entitled Second Chances. And we have a new song that'll be out shortly. Hopefully, it's called "Be Kind." The big news is for us, we just signed last week back with Spectrum Music, and we will be releasing music, especially our second album, shortly with them. But Be Kind was a really interesting track. It's kind of the golden rule and just refresh people's memory about that. But we do it with a horn and start with just simple bluegrass notes or potatoes, if you will. And we go from there, and it builds into this weird kind of country jazz fusion kind of song that I totally love.
Oh, that's amazing. And congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's big and rare these days. Oh, so you're my hero. Congratulations. That's really big to have that behind you.
Well, thank you.
So, all right. So, do you well, tell me about the process of you writing? Do you start a song, take it to your band? Do you start as a group? How do you tend to write?
Well, that's actually something that's extremely interesting in my case. I usually dream a lot of my lyrics, and then I just get up, a little notebook, I write by my nightstand, and I'll write, remember. And sometimes I'll dream a little bit of melody. And what I usually do, if it hits me, and I do it with my buddy Jeff, and, used one of his band, the outfit, which you folks will be hearing a ton about. And, they play in Flint, Michigan, a place called Churchill's. They're absolutely fantastic, but people are going to find out about these guys. It's kind of like getting Billy Frank from up here, how we knew about him before else did, but they're that kind of group. But
Uh-huh.
extremely talented, and the best part is I can go to either Jeff or Vaughn Mortimer and say, like, I can make a prayer course, Miss, there's a verse. These guys are just totally perfect at putting something in. And as you can tell from all I'm doing, that's really tough songwriting as far as verse. So we also did a song together called Third Coast. I love that, and that's one getting popularity that makes me laugh.
So there's also so there's kind of sounds that you appreciate and you try to emulate in your own music. You bring a little of this, a little of that.
Definitely, and I think that's the advantage of listening to different genres of music, and that's the biggest thing. But I mean, as far as country playing, we touched on it earlier, but a guy that I grew up with even my grandparents, was Mike Clark, and watching Hee Haw. You know,
Oh,
it's one of those things where people might laugh, but Dwight Clark is one of the greatest guitar players, and Les Paul too. They were just amazing, you know. And Buck Owen kind of added the comedy relief, but the guitars, he was brave enough to cover tunes even by the Beatles. So they were, when you delved into them, it was a great show on from musically too.
I was forced to watch Hee Haw as well. I searched the world over and thought I found true love.
Love
You
it.
find another, and you were gone. I'm flashing back. But you have a point because the show, there was, for how silly the show was, there was so much talent running through that show. To your point.
Oh, tons of talent.
Who's it? There had some female comedians too on there.
Well, I mean, other than Minnie Pearl, we always had guest appearances from people as well. I mean, Minnie was a staple of that show. Anybody could wear a hat with the price tag still on there. She was way before her time.
Yeah, I still don't take the price tags off my stuff in case I want to return it. You know.
There you go.
No, that was some good stuff. But, at the time, like I went through phases, in Pennsylvania, it was becoming a big rock area. It was like the rock disco feud. I don't think I appreciated Hee Haws probably as much as I should have at the time.
Well, it's kind of like where I am right now and what the Happy Curmudgeons have evolved into. It has to do with our producer, Mark Fairley. He actually is Bob Seger's trumpet player. And also, I mean, he's an accomplished musician. He also has been on tour with Justin Timberlake, but he's become not just our producer, but he's part of the band. And that's where we really started to identify and find our sound. Our first album was entitled Meant to Be. There's some solid tunes on there, Third Course in particular. But Mark has evolved us to the sound that we wanted to be. And the best part is having somebody that talented, he's able to sit in and play with us. And as I alluded to earlier, a new tune called The Kind that'll be out, and he's actually part of the horn section on that, which for our new label will definitely enjoy this thing. That out on a lot of people.
And that's something you don't hear all the time on country music is a horn section.
No, but it should be there. I think it deserves a place. The horn can be so emotionally energetic on the side, happy or sad. And I think it needs to be brought in. Bands like the Grateful Dead are kind of like psychedelic country, but they will do it all the way back to 1974, and Bob Weir is still doing it to this day with his band and bringing in horn sections and still being able to apply a country aspect to music. I totally admire it.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you have a song, it's those instruments you add, the spoons, the band wanted. They're like, oh, we need spoons. And everyone was laughing and they added spoons. And it was like, oh, you add horns and it just blows up the whole song and can really create a mood.
Well, and if you look at like country music too, like slide guitar is a big thing. The one instrument we don't have on anything yet, and I definitely know we're going to add at some point soon. And I've said that to my half, Amy, who's I really want to learn to, really get into banjo. You can play guitar, you play bass, just you need to start doing it, and I do. But Vaughn Farmer, another guy from the outfit, he's just such an amazing all-around musician. But he's been my inspiration to where I'm like, even at this stage, I might be able to pick it up. But there's so many aspects of country music, from not just the instruments, but the phrasing and what you do to a song.
And that's really what we're trying to cover on this show is how big the category of country is. There's some common elements like a lot of imagery and things like that, but there's so many different areas. Like you said, you're adding horns. A lot of people use the pedal steel. You go around the globe and they have a new kind of definition and elements that they're adding to country music. And you're in Detroit, and it's that Detroit flair that you bring to country music.
Well, and Detroit the music has grown in popularity, and as I might have touched on before, with like Billy Strings from Michigan, and with what he's done for music. For folks in your audience that don't know Billy Strings, they should, and they really need to get to know him. And there is a network out here, nugs.net. They actually hear not only Billy, but a lot of other bands in this kind of genre. And it really helps. They've had a lot of bands toured on Willie on the Outlaw Festival. We showed them live. And I think this is opening more to a younger audience. I've noticed Billy Strings that I'm now the old guy in the show. It's great to see these young kids getting interested in John Deere tractor. And, which I never thought anybody would be able to bring back. And Billy has done it and then some.
All right, let's talk about the next song up, which is Third Coast. And when I heard this song, I'm like, oh, you're from the West Coast. Because, every country singer, and I'm guilty of this too, has a song about home. And this one is very much about like a band on the road and they just dream of home, but this dreams of the Third Coast. So tell us about that.
Well, the big thing about this song is, and you kind of touched on it, I did live in California for a short while, but Third Coast is actually from Michigan. And there's an area in northern Michigan that's actually called the Third Coast. And it wasn't intentionally about that, and I'm not from that area, but it felt right. And what Jeff and I did, and this is Jeff and I, we actually, and the best thing about this song is we kind of traded verses back and forth, but the agreement was this song should be about home. Where it touches me more is I grew up around Cincinnati, and that's more of where I call home. I'm originally from Ohio, but that part of Ohio is definitely different, and it definitely has that influence from Kentucky, and my relatives live there. My best friend lives in Lexington, and just having that point of, I know when I drive back and just getting to Bourbon County and driving through horse country, it's this soon to be coming time of year when you get to spring and you're just wanting that warmth, and you're driving down, the windows down, and you smell everything in the country coming at you, good and bad. And it's like, it's home. And it's so comforting. But Third Coast was meant to be a tune for anybody traveling and just getting that want to be back home, and what that longing is once you're there, how comforting it is.
All right, so let's find some comfort going home with the Third Coast.
Perfect.
What I give for a summer day, I'll imagine more anyway. Driving home with the windows down, let the breeze be the only sound. Over hills and to the lake, heading there, make no mistake, to the place I call my home, no matter where I roam. Third Coast is calling, calling me back home. Third Coast is calling, this bird is flown, and this rolling stone is going home. with a smile, no time for hate. Irving County is where I be. Tennessee, just a memory. Wish I could drink from your whiskey jar. I got a dad, my local bar. Third Coast is calling, calling me back home. Third Coast is calling. This bird is flown, and this rolling stone is going home. Third Coast is calling, calling me back home. Third Coast is calling, calling me back home. Calling me back home. Third Coast is calling, calling me back home.
And we are back in the studio. We are back on the ranch on this Monday night. You can find us on the ranch each and every Monday night, 7, that's Eastern time. So 7, 6 Central time. I'm going the right way this week. If you're a musician and you want to be on the ranch, there's a little annoying thing that's streaming across. randyoneal.com/show is my form that you can fill out, and we'll check you out and see if you want to be on the ranch. It's a live show on Blast Music 24/7. If you haven't seen that platform, it is a artist-friendly platform where you could start an account, have all your music. You can find all kinds of new artists there, all kinds of different genres, a lot of great podcasts, and a lot of interesting things going on Blast Music 24/7. So we are streaming again across 7 platforms tonight. And I know there's a few of you watching. Let me know. On my end, we're having some sound issues. I'd like to know what you guys are hearing out there, because we're each hearing different things on our ends. But the music sounds great, and that's always what counts on the ranch. There was one line, Dave. I've been on the road so long, the clothes I wear are back in style. I almost burst out laughing when I heard that.
When we do live shows, that's the only thing where I'm the one that's the diva in the group. I'm really big into the shirt thing. So I love these old patterns. I love them. And I'm a big fan of that. So I'm the one that a little break. Sure. It's stuck. And obviously it's not going to change. And what's sad is I have jeans older than some of the guys.
Yeah. Scary when you get to that. When I was counseling, my tattoos were older than the people I was working with. It was like, no.
I understand.
Did you have any favorite moments from being on the road? Anything, ordinary happen on your live shows?
Yeah, I would say, just as far as playing live and where we are with stuff, we're fortunate enough that we're, as I mentioned to you, and for the folks that don't know us, when you look us up, we're mainly a group that plays with other studio musicians. So it's difficult for us trying to get anything out there live because just schedule conflictions with everything. But one of the things totally pride myself in, and now that we're in February and Black History Month, one of the greatest people I've met and have played with. This will interest some of your guests. He also played bass with Daniels. Is Billy Cox, the Jimi Hendrix band, the Band of Gypsies, and he's on our song "Rusted Glory," which won a gold medal award at the Wham Awards in 2021. And just as other musicians might say, like, how did that come about? Well, I just happened to send him a track and asked if it would be something he was interested in, and sent some of the material. He had some blues tracks. And he just called me out of the blue one day. "Do you happen to know who this is, Dave?" And I said, "We do, Mr. Guy." And after developing that relationship and him just opening up about Charlie Daniels and another influence, I'm sure you listened to Charlie as well. Yeah, Billy actually picked up with him at the end of the 70s there then too. He actually said he did some tracks before he had passed that haven't been released.
Oh, that's good stories. I mean, you met some people along the way.
Oh, as far as people on the way, the first person I met was Neil Young. He told me I was eliminated from the music competition in the final four. So that was interesting, and his advice was, look, you're going to have critics all along the way. You better develop a tough skin, rhino skin, because it's going to be people that absolutely hate you. I was the only one that liked you out of this competition, so I got to be the one telling you you're out. Just like that was 1980. And before that, in 1987, I was lucky enough to meet Neil Young. I was actually on my way back from, yeah, I had my guitar with me, and I walked by the Coliseum there, and they were doing a sound check, and dressed like this with the guitar. They thought I was one of Neil's extras, and they're like, "Yeah, man, keep going." And I went around back, and I got to the sound truck, and he said, "Yeah, he's just finishing up the last song. He'll be out in 3 minutes." I went, "Oh, great." Well, they know all I cared about was meeting Neil Young, so which I did. And his best advice, I think this carries a long way, and it's something cool for your show, and it's something to always remember. Is not only was, but he's the best advice I can give you. Like I told him, he said, "Where are you coming from?" And I said, "I just got done playing a nurse." Hey, don't ever underestimate Big Dave, because it's pretty important. The one thing is, too, you enter the room, I don't care if you're playing for one person or 1,000 people, you know, and give everything your all, because you never know how one person can change your life.
Right.
It happens. It really does. So, and not that I'm not a kind of person that yells anything yet. It's like my grandpa told me growing up in Ohio. I don't care if you're a junior, you speak your forward, get the job. And that's how I feel about playing guitar, writing lyrics, and performing music. I try to give everything 100%.
That's great advice. That's great advice. The advice I'd got from Marty Rifkin early on my first album, he was so great to do my first studio album with. And he handed it to me and he said, "Do yourself a favor, don't get it critiqued. You're going to always be your worst critic. And if you ask people for an opinion, they're going to come up with one, you know?" So that's words to live by. Like when I submit something, I'm like, don't tell me you're either going to take it or you're not. You know, it's all I need to know, you know, rather than making up a reason, you know. So take what advice.
And Randy, you probably know too, as far as being an artist, we are, I think we're the artists in ourselves, definitely. First part is you'll start writing a new song and you're like, wow, this is really good. I'm into this.
So good. Yeah.
And then you go back, just,
So
oh my God, I don't know. What was I thinking? And then the next thing you know, you're back to it, and then you're in that area where like, God, I need some outside ears. I don't know where this is right now. And you kind of drive yourself crazy with that. And it's Jeff Warner, my buddy who did All on You and Third Coast with me. He's always like, he'll listen back playing, man, I could have played that riff better. That lyric isn't. I'm like, it's already done. It's pressed. It's over. We can always elaborate live, and that's part about playing live is you
Mhm.
give that to the audience. But yeah, I just know when I leave the studio and the track is done or down at that point, and I'm not in agreement, it's done.
Yep.
And I realize you and I both change from today to a year to 5 years down the road. But your song can change. And that's the best thing about being a songwriter and somebody who can adapt to music is make your music evolve to where it appeals to you and you can get that across to your audience.
And that's really good. Like you're evolving, your audience is evolving. And I know in the 5 albums I've done, my style has really changed. Would I go back to a first song and do it differently? Absolutely. But like you said, that's what a live show is for. Some people do that. They'll like do another version of the song, like 2.0. Nothing wrong with that. You could always do a better video or whatever. But, I don't, you make the decisions at that time, finish it, be proud of it, and you walk away. But we're artists, we're temperamental. Oh, that's so good. Oh my God, I suck. It's just what we go through.
Well, and we've ran into that with the new album as well. We have a great new track, and the name of our album is going to be called Second Chances. And Amy Lavery is an amazing vocalist, and what she's done with Second Chances and the arrangement that Mark Byerly's done with the band has been tremendous. But she also, since we've released it, and since we started the project, I mean, we actually started out, unfortunately for us, right before COVID shut everything down. And that's literally when the second chances. So uh, I, it's kind of weird. I think that kind of contributed to some of our success because people were locked in and people hear that track and popularity started gaining after that. And I mean, obviously, if you hear the vocals and the track, you understand. Just that track alone. We got Amy doing tremendous vocals. I wrote the music, and I'm doing acoustic, just electric guitar player on that. Oh, we got Jim Brown, which some people in that will know. He not only great sessions, but he's played with us. We have three of the girls that sing background with Bob on that. Tremendous drummer on that, Rick, and one of the best bass players in Detroit, Takeshi Io on that. And Mark just blended everything. And the one that said was the string section on this. And the single, it really, really works. I mean, I love it to death. But Amy's vision, and even at this point, now that we're really 4 years after the fact, she wants it to be stripped down, just piano and simple acoustic. And what we're envisioning now is re-recording that song and putting that as the last track.
It's always that process. Always that process, and it's hard when, you know, your vision you thought would go this way and you always have other people in the mix,
Exactly.
adding to it, and then you sit there and go, well, I kind of was over here, you know. So it's that evolving process. Why don't we listen to the track I Know How You Feel?
This is it's a really deep track. Again, this is not my lyrics, but it's Jeff, and it's from life experience, and it's kind of like the audience back. Unfortunately, the new label is pulled Rustic Glory, which is Billy Cox. I wish they could hear that, but go to YouTube where you are right now, and you can see Happy Curmudgeons performing it live with Bobby Rama, who was the original guitarist for Question Mark and the Mysterians. And back in 1966, they had the number one hit with 96 Tears. Here's your plug, Bobby, and he's one of the best friends, and I love him to death. But as far as this track, extremely hopeful, and I think it's what makes it so poignant. And Jeff wrote it for life, and dealing with relationship things with country music, we all know is instrumental, but this really hits the heartstrings. And I know when we were in the studio, the very first time, just doing the situation, I even teared up while I was playing it. So it was hard to get through, and but it's definitely a hard one for Jeff and I to go out and play it live.
All right, let's hear this.
Did you turn your back on something real? Then the hole in your heart will never heal. Brother, I know how you feel. Did the world you know just cease to be? And the one that you love set herself free. Brother, you're a lot like me. And if you shouldn't have lied, oh, you should have tried a little bit harder. If you're in constant misery, and if she's there to confide in for him now, oh, you should have been smarter. Brother, you're a lot like me. That's no way to be. Her way to heal is to hurt you too, and there's nothing left for you to do. Brother, I'm a lot like you. Now for the leaves fell from every tree, and deaf ears, they deny your final plea. Brother, you're a lot like me. And if you shouldn't have lied, oh, you should have tried a little bit harder. If you're in constant misery, that I confide in for him now, oh, you should have been smarter. Brother, you're a lot like me, and that's no way to be. So rip me limb from limb, oh, let the wolves devour my body. Let the devil take my wretched soul. Get me out of your mind and just go on with your party. Forget all them years we stole and just go on being cold. You turned your back on something real, and that hole in your heart won't never heal. Brother, I know how you feel.
All right, we are back on the ranch with Dave Hamilton, who's coming out with new tracks with his band, the Happy Curmudgeons. Why do I keep saying that wrong?
But Happy Curmudgeons?
Right.
Curmudgeons. And then like put mud, M-U-D, Happy Curmudgeons.
Curmudgeon. All right. All right.
You're saying it like conundrum. We are a conundrum.
No, I keep getting conundrum.
Yeah.
And we are coming to you from Blast Music 24/7. Again, it's a music platform. You guys should all check it out. Hear all kinds of great acts, different genres, a lot of podcasts. And it's a great space for musicians. You could set up your shop there. And again, you know, other podcasters can pick up on you, review your music. It's kind of a cool place. So I like hanging out there myself. So now you finished your studio album. What's coming up next, Dave?
Well, our next thing is obviously now we have to. Well, we are pressing vinyl with Third Man Records, who we've been using vinyl. And for the folks in Nashville that know Jack White, obviously he's from the Detroit area, and we have a Third Man Records in Detroit that actually presses vinyl. So the first thing that we wanted to do, and because we know that we do have that kind of old-time hard sound, we wanted to do vinyl. So, and they were the natural choice. So we're doing that, and that's how we're going to launch this as far as the release. And expect we're planning on doing digital release at the same time. But as far as this playing live, we have a show nearby on Flint, and after that, in Kentucky and Cincinnati. There's a nice small venue in Proven, Kentucky called Holler, and we're looking forward to finalizing the date with that venue. Some others in the Midwest, so we're trying to get out to see everybody, and we're hoping to get back here in Michigan and play a couple places like Burn at Stony Acres as well. So we plan on getting out there with the live material most definitely.
Sounds exciting. It does. It sounds exciting. Got a lot of things going on. And they can find all this information on your website?
We do. Folks can go to curmudgeonsband.com and also Facebook. On Facebook, we keep everybody updated on there. Obviously, you got to do it. To be honest, right here, I have nothing to do with our TikTok page. Actually, that's the kid and my computer guy doing that. I can honestly say I don't watch anything on TikTok, other than approving what's going on for us, and sometimes they surprise me. They actually video up the falling over for us when we were a school night. And I went out to give water and fell into this accident. And surprisingly, not really. It's one of our most watched videos. So that kind of thing. But you know, whatever gets your popularity, right? But
Yeah.
that's gotten our music listened to it. That's been up.
You know, I ignored TikTok for a long time. Then finally, I'm like, I broke down and I stuck something up there. And in like 15 minutes, I had 200 views. And I went,
Amazing.
I'm like, oh, that's why everyone's putting stuff on TikTok. It's a music platform. That's why it was developed. You know? So I stopped ignoring it.
You know, and I know our label's happy with it, but just like that, like it went from a simple fall with an old band in the 60s that was terrific, and we had all the original covers that night. But I remember I looked at it, and I think there were like 70 views. Then it went to 1,000. Then it went to 7,000. Then it was over 25,000. You know, I can understand why people tune then every Sunday night to America's Craziest Home Videos, whatever.
Well, and their algorithms are even better than Facebook, Instagram, all of them, because they only show you what they think they're going to watch. You know, if you watch a lot of music, they're just going to keep feeding you music. If you watch people falling down and doing stupid things, that's what they feed you. You know, so you drive your own algorithms on TikTok, and that's different than Facebook. Facebook, and all of them try to mold you a little bit and kind of guide you along to throw ads at you. That's not the purpose of TikTok.
No.
So there is some good in all that nonsense, I guess. All right, Dave, you are going to come back to the ranch. I know you're.
I hope so. I hope so.
Definitely.
Once the album gets out.
Yes, I'm going to have you back. We're going to fix our sound issues. I honestly think this happens every time there's a storm coming in. It just gets wonky, and I don't know. But I'm gonna reach out to StreamYard to see if they have any suggestions too, because of that. You have a delay, and I have an echo on your voice. So
we'll do the same on our end as well. I promise. I want to rectify this as best as possible too. So
it could be as simple as a setting somewhere that one of us is missing, but we'll figure it out. And you are definitely coming back. I want to hear more of. I know how you feel. That's my favorite, and I want to see the vinyl. I'm stoked. I really am. I looked into it myself. I kind of passed on it, but I have a record player.
Me too.
I love my record player. So I still, when I'm down, I put on records and dance around my living room, and it's just fabulous. All right, we've been on the ranch with Dave Hamilton and the Happy Curmudgeons.
Man, you're having problems with that name. Curmudgeons.
Oh, it's such a cool name too. I don't know why I'm killing it, but you are coming back. I wish you the best with your new label. That is just so exciting.
Thank you.
And have fun on the road, and hang on, and we'll see what we do about getting you back on here. Everyone else, thanks for hanging in there with us tonight. If you want to be on the ranch, go to my website, randyoneal.com/shows. Oh, it should be an S there. And we can get you on the ranch. All right, hang on.
I'm on the road, don't know where it goes. I'm on the road, follow your heart, it won't let you down. Follow your heart, take the steps, be on your way. Take the steps, when you have a dream, you gotta start. It's the only way if you're gonna shine, and you're gonna shine, shine, shine. You're gonna shine.
All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Good night.